Let's head to the dock.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Dragon Age the Veilguard. Sorry for no face cam today, I'm feeling a little under the weather, but I still wanted to play with our friend Arana and see what's going on out here. Alright, last we left off, we heard that Demetta's Crossing was in really bad shape, so we need to head out that way. Let's look around the Veil Jumper camp real quick first, and then we will head on out to the docks. Scouting Report. Apparition. Expedition Scouting Report, Veil Jumper, Kada reporting. It was in the northernmost stretch of Arlethan Forest, trying to find a way into Genalis ruin. We recently discovered an old journal that claimed a lost Holokeeper found a room full of relics inside Genalis, down in the labyrinth. The entrance was blocked by rubble. As I was getting ready to wedge myself through a gap, an apparition appeared in front of it. It seemed to be blocking my way. Whatever it wasn't solid, so I think I could have passed through it, but it seemed to be waving its arms. It felt like a warning that I shouldn't enter the ruins. I didn't argue and turned and ran. Did we read this other thing? We did not. The Elven Armory. We found another one of those strange elven buildings, the ones with the rings spinning around them. This one was unique, though, because it wasn't half melted. Not sure what kind of magic you need to melt stone like that. Not sure that's a question I ever actually wanted to know the answer to. I don't know why this one survived mostly intact, when the others suffered so much damage. But the alluvium inside was smashed. Maybe that was it? All that empty armor was pretty spooky, too. Kept expecting to jump off the wall at me. From Balara's journal. And I believe we've... it says we've read this. I don't remember having read it, though. So, Archive Spirit. They're Archive Spirits, or at least that's what we call them. But they're not spirits. Well, not really. Spirits can think. They can act on their own. But these ones don't do that. They have no free will. At least, to start with. If you have a lot of magic, though, and I mean a lot of magic, you can kind of force them into shape. Give them a mind or something close. Do that and they can remember pretty much anything you tell them, for as long as you need. Only supposed to be 7, though. 1 for each elven god. And they're all destroyed. So where did this one come from? And who did it belong to? From Balara's journal. Well, I guess we can do our skills real quick since we do have a couple more points to put in. I'm going to go ahead and grab us Chain Lightning. And... yeah, let's also get our charging for our staff because we tried the Orb and Mage Knife. We didn't love it so much. We're back to staff. Anything up here? Nope. But I suppose we could already go ahead and check out the
What you hear about Demetta's Crossing? Veil Jumpers have gone missing. Do we know why? Someone will have to go out there and find out.
It's gonna be us.
Lot of weird things lurking in the forest. I got the goods to kill most all of them.
I always just end up selling the most expensive items and then the ones that I know like don't matter to anyone else. So like I don't know if those truffles matter to anyone, I don't remember. To get some stuff, but I think maybe we'll just hold off for now. Just
Okay,
sold
then.
things.
Try not to die.
Alright, we're gonna go through this way. Check out these areas over here. Smash a little bit of supplies. The Randy Dowager Quarterly, Volume 4. A well-thumbed quarterly missive of suspect virtue. The Randy Dowager welcomes the shortened days with longing for the collected two telling tales, being a story of rocking between hard places, first seeking escape, but ultimately finding release. Then, probably, a third bear man shows up. The Randy Dowager, expeditions for the noble thought, but spry of step. The lady herself says, strains credulity and modesty in equal measure, but where better to suspend disbelief than upon rising passions? 4 scars fluttered, in shock out of 5. R.D. Right. Let's see where we need to go.
Sounds like a lot happened here.
What hasn't happened? This area is where Tevinter Magisters destroyed Arlethan City centuries ago. A lot of blood magic during the war.
And now?
Whatever Solus did stirred up everything again. The old blood magic from the war, it never went away. Ancient relics appear out of thin air, ruins float. It's like an old wound that never healed, and now it's bleeding again. There we go.
There we go, indeed. Up over here. I really enjoy like being in Arlethan Forests. It's a really, really pretty area. There's some like crazy, freaky anomalies, like the people that are trees and the trees that are people.
That was the capital city, Arlethan.
Oh, that's what we're supposed to be looking at.
This is what's left of it after the war. I don't imagine it floated back in the day.
You don't think so, but we don't know. There's a lot of magic we don't understand. But yeah, these people that are trees and trees that are people are really fascinating and freaky, and I love it. There's a scene later as part of one of Balara's like personal quests that has some like very freaky like tree people abomination looking things, and I love it. A lament for fallen Elvenon. From a Veilljumper's letter. I hear tall watchtowers once stood where these waters emptied into the sky, their torches lit to guide the weary traveler. Sometimes, on still days, when the mists hang low on the river, I can imagine the lighted path up to the golden spires of Arlathan, and the voices of my people calling me home. I know Elvenon, our lost civilization, is not how I imagine it. Arlathan is a place of wonder and magic, and also of conflict and war ruled by tyrants. Yet still I mourn it, and wish that I could have seen it just once, and called it mine. Added below in different handwriting, these feelings are not yours alone. There is no sin in grieving what was lost, imperfect though it was. Strife. I never use this method, but I probably should, letting down that ladder there into the Veilljumper camp. This area is so cool. Very magical. I mean, like, it should be very magical, but, like, surprisingly so to me. Like, what are these? Are they fish? Like, hung to dry? Appears to be. Very well. So let's just break a bunch of things, please.
Rook, you ready to go?
In a second, I'm breaking things. Yeah. Let's go.
Harding, you sure you're up for this?
I'm fine. I need to get back in the fight.
Then let's go. I've never seen fog this thick in Demetta's Crossing. This isn't right. The dock usually has people bringing goods to market, bartering and shouting. It's always busy.
Something happened here.
Stay sharp.
It's so quiet.
Too quiet.
Hey,
Where is
I was gonna say the
everybody?
same thing. I'm so glad our detective said too quiet because that was also what was in my head. Yeah, it's so spooky out here. It doesn't
Rook,
help that I'm
where are
playing
you
this.
going? The town square is this way.
I'm going to the
Be
other
right
stuff.
there.
I wanted to see what was out here. There isn't anything, but I wanted to look. But yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't actually help that I'm playing this during the daytime, and my desk faces my window, so it's a really dark screen for out right now. Okay. We just got it. Shatter it all. Beautiful. Alright, into
It's
the
market day.
dark.
People should be out selling eggs and buying bread. But everything's just abandoned.
They barricaded the main entrance into town.
To keep something out?
No. To keep something in.
Okay, first off, these foods all really, really shiny. Kind of weird. The tomatoes especially look like they're plastic. Also the sausages. And the sausages are huge. Like one of those sausages is like the size of Arana's torso. Like length. Like that's a huge sausage. Oh, it's so spooky over here. It's like the main way in. Can't go that way.
I think we can get in over here.
I think you're right, Harding. Oh no, but do we want to? Oh, the blight. It's super gross.
It's blight. Even worse than in the forest.
Oh, it's so gross.
Must keep everyone in. Mustn't let anyone out.
Ah,
We'll be rewarded. All of us.
for what? How would y'all be rewarded?
Everyone has to stand.
Gosh.
Someone used powerful magic to dominate the minds of these villagers.
The town square.
We need to search for survivors.
Let's see what we can find. Fan out.
I feel like that should bust. It will not, but... Oh, it's awful. No, wear barefoot. What's coming through the door? Oh, it's a skull. Oh, it's a guy. Oh, it's a whole guy.
This is Adeline. I knew her. She was a farmer. Sold spices to us, the best in Arlethan. I can't believe this happened.
I'm very interested to know why some people just look like people who have died, some people are currently blighted, and some people have been turned into like sinewy creature looking folks. Like they're like dehydrated, mummified style. A tattered note. Just forget it. The mayor's not worth arguing with. He'll take gold from the town coffers for a new fountain in the square outside his front window, but good lumber to fix the docks that everyone uses? That's far too expensive. Adeline. Oh.
Look, is that an Aravel on the roof?
Blight must have lifted it up there.
Sure is.
This blight is weird.
Tell me about it. What you got, Harding?
Ever seen anything like it?
Never. Blight's usually dead, static. But this is alive.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Might be more survivors.
Well, the thing about the blight is that it's not usually really dead. Well, the thing about the blight is that it brings people together, first off.
What was that?
But
Something big. Stay sharp.
what I was gonna say is the thing about the blight is that it's less dead and more undead, but not in the way of like zombies or like vampires or
Over
anything.
there.
It's its whole own
Two
thing.
more survivors.
And I know that they've kind of turned it into very like zombie-ish vibes, and that's not what it always was.
What's going on here?
Find the veil jumpers. Bring them to the mayor.
They're talking about Jahel and Milva.
They said bring them to the mayor. If we find the mayor, then maybe we'll find your friends.
Should we jump into the blight pit?
Must keep looking. Must find the veil jumpers.
The mayor said to find them.
They're in the village.
Only a matter of time.
Why were they looking for veil jumpers? What did the mayor want with them? A sinkhole. But how?
It's so weird. Should we jump in this one? The Aravel being like suspended over it on the blight tentacle.
Careful not to slip.
That's the deep roads down there, where the darkspawn
Is it?
come from.
You can't tell that it's the deep roads, Harding. I mean, it probably is, but who's to say it doesn't just go straight past the deep roads and into the lava next to them?
Look! More people.
Must round up everyone.
Must get them inside.
We've been rewarded.
What kind of rewards? Happy with it's in its vulnerable pulsating state. Gross.
Milva!
Another veil jumper.
Valora! Jahel! He's alive!
Bellara.
We're going to help you. We'll get you down, Jahel.
No.
Listen. The gods. The gods have returned. I saw them. I heard their voices.
The gods did this?
A blood ritual to release the blight. The villagers, they said they needed power. Valara, be careful.
Help me, anyone!
What's in here? Some stuff. And things. And stuff. And... Jahel. To be safe, let's make sure Demetis Crossing is alright. Then none of the villagers have spotted anything. Take Milva. She's new. This will help her ease her in and build her confidence as a scout. Irilyn. I think it's so sad. They were like, bring this new girl, like, it'll let her get confidence. Oh, she just got sacrificed to her own deities. Yikes.
Come on, that sounds close.
I mean, being sacrificed to one's own deities sounds reasonable in like a, sacrificey style religion. That's not what the elven religion was before.
Help me! Hurry!
A dragon? Here?
No! 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 Please!
Hey!
Rana, shouting hey to dragon is crazy.
Fresh blood. A hungry heart. Creature, come to me.
I know you. You're the mayor of this town.
The village. The people. Are they,
Blighted. Dead. All of them.
You gave them to the gods, didn't you? Didn't you?
They were in my head. Infecting my thoughts. They made me do it. Please, help me.
You killed those people.
You betrayed your own town.
No, I didn't. I was tricked. Manipulated. I tried to protect people. You have to believe me. The gods told me to lure the Veil Jumpers to the center of town. The others were to be rounded up and kept safe. They would be the first to witness the glory of Gilneain's new creation. She showed me gold. So much gold.
Creation. A blighted village.
Right. We walked right through that new creation. A lot of dead people.
Also, the gods could gain power from the blight.
I never meant for that, I swear! You must believe me!
The gods exploited his greed and fear.
I'm supposed to feel sorry for him? I say we leave him right here.
But I'll die. The blight! Everywhere. What if the dragon comes back?
If we let you go, you'll run straight back to the gods.
They were in his head. Their influence might linger.
I understand what they do now. I won't be tempted again, I swear.
Rook,
Oh, we're mad at him. We're leaving him here. I've done the save him route. I've done, as a Grey Warden, the conscript him route. Actually really awesome. I do really like the conscription route. We're gonna do the leave him here in this case. We're mad at him. Like, big time mad. I don't think Arana is very, forgiving.
Leave him here. He can fend for himself.
No!
Wolves will get him in the night. Or, given the state of this place, something worse.
Justice.
He killed an entire village. There must be justice for that.
Right. And we choose what form that justice takes.
Somebody has to.
You don't understand the power they have. They show you what you crave. They speak to the darkness in your heart. No one can stand against that.
Watch me.
I won't be the last
Yes,
to
baby girl.
surrender. I felt the evil.
Let's go. No point arguing with a dead man.
No.
No. I thought he was gonna like scream out again. He just like very softly said no.
The Fade had opened, and the gods were free. Thanks to Solus, they'd woken up to find their empire, their subjects, even their fellow gods, all gone. But they still had the power of the Blight, and corrupting a village was just the start.
That's the Black
They
City.
made plans to tap more of the Blight. All of it. To rebuild their empire. As a path to power, it had its costs. And everyone would pay for it.
Wow. Fast travel. Right, we know how to use those. Oh gosh, we gotta go report back to Ireland's friend. Hey, they rebuilt all these boxes. I'm not gonna smash them again. I think that's frustrating and silly. I just kinda wanted to do it one time. Oh, up here. There we are. Oh. Such a far jump, you would not be comfortable landing like that, but, you know, people do it.
Did you find our scouts?
They're dead. I'm sorry. Elgernon and Gillenane sacrificed them in some kind of ritual.
Creators. What about the rest of the village?
The ritual spread blight everywhere. The entire village was overrun.
The few who survived are controlled by blood magic. Their minds are gone.
Elgernon and Gillenane used them like puppets.
Who do we have here? This is perhaps a Witch of the Wilds, swooping down on us.
I dare say it was a show of force.
And swooping is bad.
They will not rest until you are on your knees, fearful, cowering, helpless in the face of such power.
Lady Morrigan?
'Tis simply Morrigan to you, Scout Harding. What a pleasure to see you again.
Rook, this is Morrigan, an old acquaintance. I thought she could help.
Morrigan helped the Inquisition when Varric and I were part of it. She knew more about ancient magic than anyone, except Solus.
'Twas both pleasure and necessity to help then, as it is now. Stopping Elgernon and Gillenane shall require many hands.
I think it's very interesting how Morgan has like mellowed through the years about how she was so snippy and rude in Origins, and then in Inquisition she was still quite sassy, and now she feels like she has almost no bite, which is like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Like, I do believe you could say, oh, she mellowed with age, but also like it could just be not the best writing on her part. I don't know, it's fine. Oh, question, who is she?
So, who are you, exactly?
I have borne many appellations. Advisor to Orle, Witch of the Wilds, friend to the Inquisition. My place here, however, is but a humble advisor on matters arcane.
Witch of the Wilds?
An honorific born of rumor and exaggeration. The fearsome reputations of your opponents, however, are duly earned. This dark turn of events shall only become worse.
The other Veiljumpers trust her. We're glad for her help.
Then I look forward to your help.
How refreshing. Your cooperative nature is appreciated in return.
What can you tell us about all this?
As dangerous as Solus himself may be, his imprisonment of the gods was just. To leave them unchecked would have been the very end of Thedas.
So, you know Solus.
Just to be clear, you know your old friend Solus is actually the Dreadwolf?
So I have come to learn. It rather explains how he knew such a great deal of ancient elven history, and why he became so vexed when I attempted to explain it to him. Whilst I cannot claim the same depth of knowledge, the knowledge I do possess is yours for the asking.
I hope it helps. For all we know, the entire world will look like Demeter's Crossing once the gods are through.
All this for just power.
All this horror, because a bunch of power-hungry gods want even more power.
When have the powerful among us ever done otherwise?
So how do we stop them?
Set aside your notions of godhood and see them for the ancient, powerful mages they are. Standing against them shall require serious magic of your own. When you interrupted the Dreadwolf's ritual, did you happen across any of the tools he used?
He had a dagger, but it got lost in the chaos.
Then you would do well to find it. 'Tis better in your hands than those of the gods.
Is there anything else Solus might have had that could help us? We're in his... well, he calls it the lighthouse.
Ah, yes. The legendary sanctum of the Dreadwolf. 'Tis said his Illuvian, the Viravas, could travel to any other Illuvian of his choosing.
That's not how it works right now. It only goes to Arlethan.
I can take a look at it. Maybe fix it, even. I know Illuvians better than most.
Any help you can offer, we'd appreciate.
If Illuvians even work the same way, all the magic is different now. Our gods are back. Our gods! And they're killing people and blinding the world. How do we stand up against that?
One step at a time.
We stand up against them one step at a time. We don't have all the answers, but we know what we need to do. You're fixing the Illuvian at the lighthouse, and Nev, Harding, and I are going to find this dagger at the ritual site. Let's get to work. There's a lot of fight ahead of us.
Indeed. Prepare yourselves well and have a care in your choices. These are the times in which legends are born or slain. In this battle, I shall render whatever assistance I am able.
Right. Let's move.
Quest complete. Shadows Crossing. After investigating the town of Demeter's Crossing, the team discovered the gods had laid waste to the town with blight. Worse, they tempted the mayor into betraying his people for gold. The team decided to leave the mayor to his fate. Alright. So, back at the ritual site. Spooky scary. Look at the remaining statues. Yeah, I don't know their headdresses necessarily, but they might have something to do with their archdemons' crests on the
You can
dragon.
do this, Lace. It's gotta be done.
Because I know at least if we're looking at the... oh, that covers it. This one here, with the little 5, 6, 7 pointed spikes. I don't know which elven deity that's meant to represent, but Earthimiel, the dragon at the end of the Fifth Blight, the Origins dragon, had a, like, brow crest that did have some spikes like that. So maybe it could represent, like, the horns of the dragons. I don't know if that's, like, a known thing or not. It's not a thing I know.
I should have taken the shot.
That would have made things worse.
You don't know that. All you have are guesses.
We're up against something unfamiliar, working with more rumors than facts. Of course that's all I have.
I should have taken the shot.
Maybe you should have.
Maybe you should have taken the shot. But we can't change it now.
Yeah. I just have to live with it. Right? Tried to stop the world from being swallowed by chaos, and now it might be swallowed by chaos anyway. Elven gods escaped from their prison, Solus is in your head, and we're scrambling to figure out what to do. And Varric.
Varric knew the risks. He knew what it might cost.
We're still standing. The fight's not over.
You know, I like that about you, Lace. You don't stop fighting, you push for answers and action, while I can get stuck on questions forever.
Well, we need someone who can put the pieces of the puzzle together. We're fighting the unknown.
Exactly. Everyone has a part to play. Varric brought us together because of our strengths. He wanted a team he could rely on. We have to be that team.
Play to our strengths.
And rely on each other.
I think I can manage that.
Then let's find Solus's dagger. It'll be a start.
Talk about communication styles as we did at work this Friday. Harding's a driver. Nev's analytical. Harding's to get things done, ask questions later, and Nev's ask questions now. We'll get things done when we need to. I think Arana is also in the get things done category. Alright. We can't go up and over. Oh, we tried, but we can't. This way. This way. No. Ooh. That was not something I thought I was going to be able to do. Oh, we've died. Yeah, I don't think I was supposed to be able to get up there. I'm not quite sure how I was able to get up there. Yeah, that's just... then you fall forever. Honestly, the falling forever really does crack me up in this game.
Look.
I can feel lingering magic. Powerful magic.
The dagger was here. Something took it.
Yeah, the veins of lyrium that come out from this is crazy. Ooh, let me go in the little weird green smoke. Oh, there's nothing in the weird green smoke, but me. And my girlies. My ghoulies. Oh,
Darkspawn. Oh no, what if it took the dagger?
Only one way to find out.
It did. Let's go. I know, I don't need these. Let me, actually, give me just 2 seconds. Okay, I've turned tutorial and hints off.
Look, there it goes.
We're chasing this guy. Let's see where it went. I think it goes up right here. Let's go.
Big Darkspawn coming right at us.
Nice.
That ghoul. Let's get this gate open.
Look up there. That magical device.
I see it. I seen it. I don't think I needed a health potion. Nope, I did not. Should blast my little way through here then. Oh, the sunshine. It's so pretty. I'm gonna go there. To go to there. And the mountains? I didn't realize there were mountains and snow in Arlethan. Also, what's that? Do we go there later in this segment? I think we might actually. How's this guy get over here and then not be able to get back? Oh, I'm sorry, my mouse is kind of being crazy right now, isn't it? Move drink over to here so I can actually move my mouse a little bit more freely.
Good work. Let's keep on the trail. Darkspawn don't usually collect things, do they?
Solus's dagger is special. They might have been drawn to it.
Anyone spot that ghoul? It must have come this way.
Must have. I don't see it, but I hear something.
Look out! More dark spawn ahead. Nice move.
Nice. I need to have some spells that don't cost mana or that have...
More darkspawn coming out of those ghouls.
Can't get along. Hey, behind you.
Excellent form, Rook.
I get excited that we're done after that first guy. I did it the last week or two. Why don't you do some of this stuff? I'll let this guy. Or I will die. Actually. Perhaps I'll do that instead. I'll do a quick little run around. Make some room between me and the Herlocks.
Do this again. And Rook takes that.
That was kind of a masterful
Did you find the dagger?
dodge.
I don't think these darkspawn took it. Let's keep looking.
I'm gonna have Harding heal me.
Right on him.
Potions right now. There's probably another potion actually relatively nearby, but I will have my max 3 as well as be fully healed. So. Yep, there's potion. Thought so. Good visuals right. Oh, excuse me. Cliff dive. Alright. On we go. On the road. My little castanet. I think I sing that all the time. I acknowledge that that movie wasn't very good. That's from Thumbelina, by the way, the Don Bluth movie. I acknowledge that it's not a very good movie, but I do think about it a lot. It wasn't one of my favorites as a child, for some reason. And now, as a grown woman who enjoys Beatles, I do think about the Beatle Ball. But also mostly the Toads. Yeah. We have a couple of helm options now. Let's actually go to the helm. Forest Guardian's Veil, 15 defense, 10 ability damage, 20 defense. Let's do the medium helm. Cute. And yes, I mean, like, do we want to be looking like this right now? I mean, it's actually kind of tempting, but no, I think not. I like how their little ears pop out. Oh, that was too far of a fall. This, though, acceptable. Oh.
Over there.
There he goes.
Our dagger thief. More blight in the way.
More blight. Indeed.
And there's probably another one.
Probably. Definitely.
Nicely done. I mean, it's gross, but you can't argue with results.
All right. And chest. And I just need to... Oh, wait, hold on. Wait a minute. I need that. How do I... Was this... Oh, never mind. I thought this was for the door for some reason. It wasn't. It was for the bridge. Trying to do... Oh, we're over here now. I didn't necessarily mean to vault over that, but I'll take some stuff. Okay. Where to next? Here. We're gonna have you do that.
Here we go. They're aiming for us.
Ow.
Got us at range. Watch it.
Ow.
That's rogue for you.
Nice.
Look, another one of those magical
Nice
beams.
job.
There are 2 of these devices this time. I bet we'll need to direct beams at both of them.
Bet we will. super right hearting. I want it to be that way. It's not that way. It's over here.
That's one. Now to find the other.
Dude, you know, my first playthrough, I did not do this puzzle. I just went through there and I said goodbye. Which is interesting because the way it's framed, it suggests that you cannot not do this puzzle. This puzzle is a necessity. And I mean, it kind of is. Wait, we came in through this way. Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm looking straight into a wall. We came in this way. So you have to go around this way. There we go. There we go. Ether granite. Sneak through there. And then you climb up through here, and then there's a ladder. And then you take this flawless crystal. And go across this little beam. Yeah, there we go. And then you need to point it right there.
Good work. Now let's see what's behind that gate.
We would also really like whatever the oh, it's in there. Haha, never mind. I was gonna say whatever is in here. It's chest. That is the chest. Frost branch coming over to Steve. I'm up here. We're on top. Sure what it is? Uncertain. We're up here. We out here now. There's a box. And there's crystal. And then we're over here. And then we just come upside down real quick. I wanted to say that was a holla. It's not. It's definitely an elk. I don't have a good explanation of why an elk sounds bad to me, because obviously you have to use the Eve. You use an for it starts with a vowel, but I don't know, that sounded wrong. A elk. A elk sounds worse though. Whatever. Oh, we can't go that way. That is off the cliff. Oh, that is a chest though.
We've got company.
Let's go.
Oh, look at that. Got you covered. Got us at a distance.
Ah. Bam. He really does just like chuck a javelin directly into you though, doesn't he? Yeah, I like the long range of the staff. You just don't draw as much aggro as you do as like a rogue. Like I'm playing rogue and I keep trying to use the bow and I'm drawing so much aggro.
That one.
Oh, wow.
Let's finish.
Forgot you were gonna be here. Now she's ready.
I'm ready. Let's go.
Nice. Kill him. Got it. Hope I get it. Oh. I definitely hit F to jump. I just didn't jump. Great work, everyone. I see you down there. I don't think if I jump, I think I'll die. Yes. I thought as much. I know I'll get to it in just a second, but I was curious. So I'm like, this seems perfectly fine to jump to. It was at least the same distance. However, it's from a, like, you can't come back spot. I think. Oh no, do you not slide on this? I thought you did. Guess not. No, I can. We run over here. Get something over here. False crystal. Looks like glitch. Some gold bead. Chest. With some armor. I think it's the medium version of what I'm wearing, effectively, like the medium veil jumper. Veil jumper armor. Veil jumper armor. Alright. We're about to come up to, this is our first good
That has
tried
to be the
and
ghoul we're
true.
tracking.
Better hope it still has the dagger.
It's our first good tried and true experiment of like, is this too easy? Is this too hard? Maybe I should be playing on Nightmare, but as a mage it's easier to play on Nightmare. Uncertain.
Scouted.
Well, this first part's pretty easy. Oh, wow. Until he ravages me. Oh, that's not what I meant. Savages is the word I was gonna say. I said ravage. My bad.
Lyrium. Harding?
She gone!
This is the eternal hymn, the prayer and the proclamation. Isa Tuno. I am. We are free again. Whole again. Here again.
That's great.
Again.
Wow.
Harding! I can hear it. The song of the stone. What is happening to me? What the?
Why isn't that something that she can do in combat later? I would love that if she could freeze the people. Well, I guess we do first just go shred, but...
Are you moving those rocks?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know how to control it.
Hairlock, we're gonna do this, and I am gonna do an overwhelm on Ghoul.
On to you.
On the left.
They're coming from the right.
Nice hit, bro.
I'm gonna do this.
Ready when you are.
Let's actually save them for our next round of enemies. Ooh. Lyrium Ghoul. You do your thing. Let me get out. The blanket.
That dagger. What did it do to me?
Wait, did we kill it?
Not sure, but we should get back. We'll talk it through there.
Okay, yeah, maybe I should be playing this on a harder mode. This was easy. This scene always reminds me
Your
of
pet has failed,
Sky High.
sister. And now the magic of the Dreadwolf's dagger is hidden from me. Then Harel meddles once again.
If his dagger's beyond our reach, we must craft another. Made of red lyrium.
Red Lyrium. Always a good idea.
You said something took you over.
Something like that?
And it's still with you.
Yes. I think so. It can't be possession, can it?
I doubt it. Dwarves can't be possessed. They aren't connected to the Fade. Solus's dagger triggered this event. But how? Or why? I'm sorry, Lace. I wish I had answers.
It's all right. Talking has helped. And hey, we got the dagger, right? Mission accomplished.
Maybe she's more people-y. Maybe she's expressive.
Dwarves have never used magic. We can't.
It's all just weird. I think it's a gift. I don't like it. Or it's not any magic I know. I think it's weird.
I honestly don't know what to think.
Tell me about it.
Maybe I just need time.
It's all strange, but somehow I feel connected to the stone. Dwarves call ourselves children of the stone. Some of us have what we call stone sense. Those that have it can feel caves, lyrium veins, and faults in the rock. I wasn't one of them. Maybe the dagger unlocks something hidden. But this is more than the stone sense I know. I know it's strange, but is this gonna create problems for us?
Nah, just make sure to aim.
As long as you're throwing rocks at the bad guys and not me.
Don't give me a reason to, then.
No promises.
I'll send word to the Grey Wardens about the blight we saw. And then I'm gonna lie down.
And we need more answers about what the gods are planning. I'll find some place to relax and try to reach Solus in the Fade.
Good luck. Try not to let him get to you. It feels like we're finally making some progress. And I'm not sure what my new magic's about, but I know it feels right.
Were their eyes on the Dreadwolf and the gods he'd set loose? They couldn't see their own personal demons coming to haunt them. Harding told herself it felt right. She was connected to the stone, to the lost titans, and all of dwarven history with its buried secrets. How could that be anything but good?
Good point. Varric. Quest complete. The Singing Blade. The team returned to Solus's ritual site, hoping to find the Lyrium dagger that Solus lost. They pried the ancient artifact away from the darkspawn ghouls that were drawn to it, but touching the dagger has had a profound effect on Harding, seeming rekindling a forgotten link between her and the stone. What this means for Harding remains to be seen. Okay. Well.
Guess I should find someplace to try to talk to Solus.
Guess I should. I'm gonna see if I can talk to my companions before that. And then we'll go do our Solus thing after we check in on the gals over here. first to Miss Lace Harding.
Toldar is a tunnel. Veilguard, Velos Atreitum. But Velos Atreitum is nothing like Isatunal.
Isatunal. I remember. After you touched the dagger. The prayer, the proclamation. Isatunal. What exactly are you proclaiming?
They don't remember. No one remembers. We don't even know what we lost.
You lost me.
Harding? Are you in there?
I'm sorry, what?
What does Isatunal actually mean?
Isatunal is an affirmation, a statement of existence, of being. It means, I am here. But no, not I. I is singular, but it isn't. We either. We is multiple, but also separate.
What?
Isatunal is the eternal hymn that encompasses all time. All spaces. I am, we are, this and that, here, there, now, and forever.
I like that she's excited.
What's important is that you're happy.
Happy? Happy's not it. Whole. Right, maybe. I'm certain Isatunal describes how we, the dwarves, once were. But none of the books say anything about it. None of the histories are right. If we forgot something so important, what else did we forget?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I don't expect you to have an answer. Thanks for letting me babble, by the way.
Anytime. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, check it out, Harding. That's gotta be a crazy thing to happen to you, right? I mean, all of this is crazy to happen to each individual, but like, you to have never had any connection to this whatsoever, and now all of a sudden you've got these like glowing blue veins running down your face, and there's nobody in the pantry yet. We don't need to go there. Man. Anything from Nev?
Couldn't be one god, it had to be three.
Right? Ah, just that. If I can get around her door. Perfect. And then Miss... Oop. Wow. I almost fell into nothing out there. And then Miss Bellara. Oh, she isn't here. Of course she's not. She's working on the other van. But we have her note. Packing list. Very important. Do not forget. 6 changes of clothes. 2, 3, 4 attunement rods. Collected cereals from Deventer. Spice collection. Spicy. 14 jars. Spice collection. Dwarf. 8 jars. Spice collection. Human. 2 jars. Large and extra large pans. Good set of pots. Water skin. Large. Water skin. Medium. Water. Maybe. Soap. Person. Soap. Room. Soap. Clothes. Soft pillow for back. Firm pillow for side. Journal for working. Journal for personal. Extra journal for working. Extra journal for personal. Pens, at least 3. Ink. Stuffed Hala, small. Note. Ireland has offered to help pack. Unsure as to why. Possibly she still feels bad about breakup. I think that's a really nice little touch, is that, like, they were together at one point, Bellara and Ireland. And I'm like, that's really quite cute. We have our couple of boxes here. Another chest wash up in the lighthouse. Not sure if it's just luck or if we've got a friend out in the Fade who wants to help Nev. This one's really sad to me because it's Hawk's armor, and it's just you left Hawk in the Fade in Inquisition, which I did. I don't know if Hawk is like in this world's canon. I'm not sure. And then command armor note. I guess this chest got lost in the Fade and someone shepherded it to our doorstep. Is it just me, or does the armor look somehow familiar, like something an old friend would wear? Harding. And then this is a play on Commander Shepard, because these are Mass Effect armors, which is cool. I won't be wearing them or anything, but I didn't want those chests to just sit there forever. Alright, let's go check in with Solus. Because now we have one of these rooms cleared.
Wait, that room wasn't there before. I don't think.
And it's time for my bedroom. And it's so pretty.
Never Harding must have put my pack here. Makes sense. Better place to sleep than the infirmary. Guess I can spare a few moments to unpack my things.
I would do so much to be able to live in a room that had a wall-sized aquarium in it. The aquarium, like, going to, like, any, like, large aquarium, think, like, Georgia or Chattanooga or whatever, Ripley's, in Monterey Bay, those sorts, like, a big aquarium, that's, like, my favorite trip I ever go on. I try to go to one of the ones near me for my birthday every year. It just depends, because the closest one is, like, 3 hours, and a jump in time zone from me, unfortunately, but they're my favorite things to go to. So the fact that I get to have this in this game, even though these aren't really real fish or coral or anything like that, but it's so stunningly gorgeous. Yeah, this would be a great room to meditate in. I once sat in one of those little, like, underground grotto sections of an aquarium and read a book for like 2 hours until the aquarium closed. It was the best thing ever. Okay, time to unpack our things. Our elven artifact fragment.
This piece is all that's left of the artifact that trapped Varric and the others in Arlithan Forest the day we met. Only thing left of my time with the Veil Jumpers, too. Strife said he didn't want to see me again until I'd gotten some sense pounded into my head.
I made the right call. I save people out there.
Being a Veil Jumper means taking risks. Strife of all people should have understood that.
Ancient elven scroll.
The peddler gave me this after I saved his caravan from bandits. He told me the scroll went back to even before Tevinter. Said that elves had a rich history, even more than the rest of us.
We also faced a lot of prejudice. I think let's talk about the elven prejudice here.
Too many humans looked down on us, even though elves were here first.
Oh, I didn't want it to sound like that.
Nice to have someone see how much our people have done. That
just sounded like prejudice against the humans a little bit. Like, we were here first, kind of like older sibling level of... No, I guess it's not really prejudice, but like unhappiness.
The ever-turning orb. My final training project as an apprentice. I spent months finding the precise balance of energy flows to make the enchantment permanent.
We're all the good it did.
I could have used more time learning to cast spells while someone swings a sword at me, and less time on floating orbs.
Yeah. Agree. Let's read this codex entry. On life in the lighthouse. This ancient logbook is filled with meticulous Veilfire runes. Though it is encoded, flicking through it offers vignettes of borrowed memory. Fearful refugees are ushered into the lighthouse through alluvians, emerging from the infirmary and libraries as soldiers, spies, and scholars. Gardeners plant long-extinct herbs that grow, are harvested, and wither in the blink of an eye. The sharp smell of distilling medicine wafts from a window, and poison for the enemy drips into a vial. The arguments of a war council go on late into the night. Forbidden songs are sung freely, with filthy lyrics substituted for the Evanurus names. Finally, a heated conversation silhouetted against glass with quick shadows darting behind it. The argument ends with a wordless but unmistakable impression. You summoned them, you feed them. Do we have other things we haven't read? Dwarven people, we do! A letter home. An unsent letter from Harding to her mother. My dearest Ma, I'm writing to you from Minrathous, in Tevinter. I'm in Tevinter. Isn't that amazing? Yes, there are power-hungry mages and slavers and cultists, but the city is so much more than that. You should see the magical lights. I've mentioned this before, but I don't really work for the Inquisition the way I used to. It's complicated. I do miss it. I miss Skyhold and my friends there, but Charter still keeps in contact when I'm working with Varric doing something really important. I wish I could tell you more. Soon, though. We're very close to finding the person we've been tracking. Once that's over, I'll come home and you'll get to hear the whole story. Maybe I'll even be in time for the sheep shearing. Lots of love, Lace. And we also have one from Elven People. From Strife's Journal, Ruins Reach. Veil Jumper recruits always ask me the same question. What is Ruins Reach? I tell them it depends on the day of the week. It's always changing. One week, the trees turn blue. The next, you'll hear voices speaking to you from thin air. The truth is, we don't know what it is. We only know the stretch of forest where you could have a pleasant picnic is now an ever-shifting hall of mirrors and chaos. It's like reality is trying to figure what it wants to be, what shape it wants to take, and it keeps changing its mind. I've explored Arlothan Forest for much of my life, and I've never felt so confused. Forest I once knew is becoming something else. It says I still have Codex entries to read. I read these ones. I read Strife's Journal, I read The Dwarven People, or The Letter Home, and I did not read Harding's Notes, Lyrium Dagger, though. Harding's Notes, Lyrium Dagger. I had no idea it was a dagger when they found it in the primeval Tig. It looked like an idol with figures carved from red lyrium. Didn't want to stare at it too long, Varric once said. Felt like it was staring back. His brother Bartrand kept the idol for himself and probably stared at it much too long. When he felt his sanity slipping, Bartrand sold the idol to Knight Commander Meredith of Kirkwall, who forged the idol into a blade. It didn't end well for her. The idol remained lodged in Meredith's petrified remains until it was removed some years ago, presumably by Solus, and restored to its original form. That's when we learned about the idol's connection to the elven gods. Solus used the Lyrium Dagger to create the veil. He's going to use it to bring the veil down. Okay, that should be all of them now. It does still say there's more. Why does it still say there's more? I read this. And I read this. Click off of it. There we go. Okay. And I think it's our last part of decorating. We're going to place Varric's shaving mirror.
Varric and his life lessons. I asked him how we were supposed to stop Solus, and he gave me this. Take a long, hard look at it, kid. It'll always show the face of a hero who can get it done.
I'm going to do gender identity options because Arana is non-binary, so I'm really curious to see what options we have here. I'm getting there. I love who I am. Feels good to see the real me. I think it's just that I love who I am. I don't think they've changed much about themselves physically or anything. Maybe their hair's a little shorter than it originally was, but yeah, I think it's just that I love who I am.
There they are. The person I knew I was. I did the work. I stuck with it. And now I get to see them every time I look in the mirror.
Oh, I love that for Arana. That's really sweet.
Right. That's better. Now, how do I connect to Solus? Just sleep or relaxing? Maybe if I clear my mind.
Is that a leather couch? That would not be the most fun thing to sleep on. It'd be so sticky. I so much prefer it to be like a cotton covered cushion. Velvet, I feel like, wouldn't be as unpleasant to try to sleep directly on top of.
Back so soon. It must have been worse than I had thought.
Hello, Dreadwolf.
Ah, but perhaps I am mistaken. You may be here to correct me, to tell me that my concerns were unfounded. Perhaps nothing escaped as you stopped me from... what was it? Covering the world with demons?
Stop. I need information.
I'm not here to debate whether what you said was accurate.
But to be clear, it was accurate.
I need to know what the gods are planning.
You are asking for knowledge no mortal in this world is privy to. If I am to share it with you, I need to know what makes you the right person to lead the fight against Algernon and Gillenane.
I'm not the one in charge.
I'm not in charge of everyone. I'm just leading my little team until Varric is back on his feet.
I understand your fear. Declare yourself the leader, and others may think you power-hungry, no better than those you oppose.
I didn't say I was afraid. With the Veil Jumpers, I was in a dangerous part of the forest full of wild magic. My team got free, but not everyone did. There were a lot of people still trapped, including Varric.
So you went in, against orders, and freed them?
How do you know that?
You helped Varric pursue me for the better part of a year. It would have been foolish not to learn about who was hunting me.
Then you know I'm not interested in a fancy title. But when something needs doing, I do it.
I suppose I was not so different when I started.
Started what?
My rebellion against the Evanuris. The elven gods, as you call them. They wish to reclaim their dominion over this world. To accomplish that, they will need two things. First, the Blight. What exists in this world is a bare fragment of its power.
That's horrifying.
The rest is imprisoned, until they release it.
It's horrifying that that's all there is of the Blight. Like, it's bigger than what we have.
The rest of the Blight is imprisoned? There's more than what's in the world already?
Yes. Centuries ago, the Magisters of Tevinter opened my prison. A tiny fragment of the Blight escaped. That fragment grew beneath the earth and led to the Blights that have swept across the world. However terrible the Blight is now, it is a mere fraction of what we will see if its full power is unleashed.
And it didn't escape, though.
The Blight didn't escape with the gods?
Algernon and Gillenane escaped largely empty-handed, fortunately. Most of the Blight is still trapped in the prison I created ages ago.
So what we saw at that village, that's them not at full strength?
Correct.
Yeah. And why would they want to blight the world?
I don't understand. Algernon and Gillenane were elves like you, right? Why would they want to blight the world?
It is my fault. As the Dread Wolf, I was a thorn in their side. When my efforts weakened their grasp on the elven people, they grew frustrated, then desperate.
And turned to the Blight.
Once the corruption took hold of them, they were blind to its horror. It was just another source of power for them. Now they would blight the world without hesitation, and call us backward and foolish for opposing them.
Okay, so I'm very curious here. Is that they did not create the Blight, so it seems. It seems that the Blight existed independently of them and they can use it. But then how did the Blight... How did it come about? Is it naturally occurring? And if so... The Architect's right. We might continue to reference the Architect a little bit here and there, especially once I get into actually reading the novels again. Because I know in The Calling, like, the Architect is a really important character, and then, like, he's like a pseudo-antagonist in Dragon Age Origins Awakening, and yeah, he's all about, like, yeah, we just want the Darkspawn to live in harmony with the people of Thedas, and not have to constantly be fighting them, which means we just need to blight all of the people of Thedas. Yeah, exactly. He's like, yeah, everyone should basically be a Grey Warden, but, like, not to fight Darkspawn, but just so that we can all coexist together and be friends. And, like, that's crazy, but also he's kind of makes sense. It's been a while since I played Origins Awakening, so I don't remember his exact arguments, but I think they're pretty decent, if I remember correctly. Alright, well, then we stop them.
Then we shut down whatever they need to do to free the Blight.
They will need to pierce the veil to reach the Blight's prison. My Lyrium dagger is one of the few artifacts capable of doing so.
We've already recovered it from the ritual site.
Excellent. Then they will have to make their own. That will give you time.
You said the gods needed 2 things, and the Blight is the first. What's the second?
Followers. They have called themselves gods. And what is a god without worshippers to sing their praises?
When the Dalish elves started the Veil Jumpers, we uncovered a lot about how terrible our gods were. I don't think the elven people will bend a knee to blighted, murderous monsters.
Agreed. Algernon and Gillenane care little for the elves. They will find worshippers among those hungry for power. Tyrants and bullies. The cruel and the corrupt. Who fear their own vulnerability and seize any chance to feel strong. If you hunt them, they will lead you to Algernon and Gillenane.
Random individuals that suck. Sounds entertaining.
You want me to pick fights with tyrants and bullies? Sounds fun.
I gave no orders. All I offer are suggestions.
I'm on it. What else?
The Veravas, the lighthouse Soluvian, can take you anywhere, if you master its secrets. Have you done so?
Not yet. But we've got one of the Veil Jumpers working on it. She'll get it sorted, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes. I suppose we will. And when you speak with Varric, please tell him that I regret what happened.
Yeah. So this was Varric's friend. Varric was Solas's friend. They did like each other, even if they got on each other's nerves. Kinda sucks. I wanna look at my clothes real quick though. Let's see if there's a mage knife we like better. I like the Twisted the Veil one, which is what I'm using currently. For now, I'm not like sold on any of the staffs any more than the others. I mean, Flame Wrench is very Andrastian, and Arana's not Andrastian. This is Chasen. This is the Chasen staff, which is actually pretty cool. Yeah, let's do the Chasen staff for now. No, we're not making them wear anything like that. But I might go ahead and give that let them wear like this or this one. This one is really cool looking, but I think this one looks a lot better on Arana. Yeah, we're gonna save that one for now. And then that's their casual wear. I don't see them really wearing anything else. This one looks really cool, actually. I really like this design. Do I think it looks like Arana? No, but do I think it's cool? Yes. Okay. Let's go talk to Varric. Hey, Varric.
So Solus told the truth about the gods.
You heard? It's bad, Varric. If you'd seen Demetis crossing...
The team needs to act fast. And it can't do that with me leading from a bed. You've got to take point on this.
If that's... yeah. That's what you want.
I'll get it done.
I never doubted it.
Harding might.
Rook, when I put this team together, what did I look for? A detective to find the Dreadwolf, and a scout to get us the lay of the land. Exactly the people he'd expect me to recruit. Disciplined, predictable. And then there's you. Remember when we first met, kid? That first ill-fated Arlathan expedition. Not the recent one. Demons just kept coming for us. Dozens. Hundreds. But you didn't give up. You found a path out of that forest. Led us from the darkest depths back to safety. Lost that magic map. Pissed off some historians, but you've got a knack, kid.
For what?
Finding a way through the wildest shit I've ever seen. With a plan that no one expects. On the best day of his life, Solus wouldn't see you coming, Rook. And don't worry. I'll still be here to talk if you need me.
Alright, sounds like there's a thunderstorm rolling in where I am. I'm not too worried about my power. It's only ever gone out here, like, once. But you may hear thunder in the background. About Harding being hurt.
There is something. When I took over at the ritual site, I had to make a call on who came with me to knock over that statue. It was the first decision I made leading this team, and Harding got hurt because of it.
You made a decision with the best information you had. Sometimes you do that, and people end up hurt. Or worse.
What would you have done?
What would I have done? Probably gotten myself killed and failed to stop the ritual if you hadn't stepped in. A good leader isn't someone who never makes mistakes. It's someone who admits when they make one. That's how you earn their trust.
About the ritual.
Did Nev tell you about me talking to Solus in the Fade?
I had some good arguments with Chuckles back in the day. I can't imagine being stuck with him in my head. But how are you feeling about it?
He's an asshole.
Your old friend is kind of an asshole, Varric.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall while the two of you get into it. Solus fought a rebellion against Elgar'nan and Gillenane. He didn't want to be a god. But he's also a lot older and more powerful than any of us. He looks at us like we're toddlers.
So how do I deal with him?
Well, act like you're as smart as he is, and he'll be insufferable. Show him you respect his age and experience, and he'll remind you he's just a man. Honestly, pick whichever of those pisses you off less.
He also asked me to tell you that he regrets what happened. Hurting you, I mean.
Chuckles is sentimental. He could burn the world down, and the thing that would make him cry is a single flower with blackened petals.
It's true, and that is bullshit, personally. Like, come on. The world is more beautiful than a single flower. About Demeda's Crossing.
Demeda's Crossing was awful. While we were there, we found one survivor, the mayor.
You left him to fend for himself.
Not everyone was happy about my decision. We're just starting out and I'm already losing their trust.
The key to earning the team's trust isn't to only make decisions everyone agrees with. It's showing the team that they can tell you whatever's on their mind, even if they think you're full of crap. And know you'll listen.
Alright. Thanks, Varric. Talk to you later.
I'll let you get some rest.
You're gonna be fine, Rook. Hey, one last thing before you go. I've been racking my brain thinking of contacts who might help us with these gods.
You got any ideas?
Nothing. But being a leader isn't about having all the answers yourself. It's about knowing who does. Nev has connections to a whole world that Harding and I barely know. Might be worth talking to her.
Will do. Thanks, Varric.
Anytime. I wish I could be out there with you, Rook. Just be careful, alright?
Alright, everyone. I'm going to call it there. And we will go check in with Nev next time. Thanks for joining. Alright. Bye-bye.